Good evening there. Well, Shady's back and so are we. Steve is back now from the USA. Had a bit of a successful storm chase, I reckon. Hopefully he can fill you in on that in another separate video coming up soon. But we'll get back into the weather for New Zealand and talk about any thunderstorm chances coming up, and we'll look at a bit of snow as well. I haven't really been looking at the weather too much for the last 3 weeks, in all honesty. I forecast the weather for like nearly 20 years, and it was actually nice just to not look at what the weather was up to. All I know though is it's heading towards winter and it's getting a bit cold, is it not? Here is the weather for today, this evening. Low pressure system there centred in the Tasman Sea, quite a big broad area of low pressure there. It's firing in some cold air into the western side of New Zealand. See that blue line right there? I believe at about 5,000 metres up it is about -30 degrees Celsius, so that's pushing in from the west. Taranaki down through to Tasman and the west coast. Afternoon onwards you may get a rumble of thunder. On to Sunday, so our low pressure centre is still there, sort of becoming a little bit more disorganised, but still there. This area of low pressure forming to the northwest, that is one to watch overnight, but we'll head to the west coast where there's a northerly airflow there. There's still some cold upper air, there's going to be some heavy rain for the west coast, and yes, a chance of thunderstorms. So that low there moves in overnight, there it is right there, brings some rain into the upper North Island, there may be a few heavy falls. I am seeing hints of instability in the models, but thunder chances I don't rate terribly highly, but there is a risk there perhaps for the upper North Island overnight Sunday into early Monday. This area of rain sort of then rotates into the eastern side of the South Island on Monday afternoon into the evening. There it goes right there. Now this does not pertain to thunderstorms. The reason I'm showing this map is because there is a chance of some snow. It's not going to be low down, but it will be good for the ski fields. Anywhere, you know, the ranges and behind Kaikoura there, Mount Lyford, down through the Southern Alps, perhaps the ski fields around sort of Central Otago, the Remarkables, all that sort of business. Yeah, might get a little bit of snow later in the day, but it's mainly these ranges here for Canterbury. So we've got a little bit of cold undercutting air there. The upper level airflows are coming in from north, so that's bringing in the moisture. And yes, there should be a little bit of snow. The next map is the 850 millibar map, which is about 1,500 metres up. There she goes right there. Perhaps a little hard to decipher, but basically we're seeing a little bit of cold air for the ranges of Canterbury there, around about 0 degrees down to about -2. So that would indicate to me some snow down to 800. It could push even as far as maybe 600, 500 metres. You might get a dusting to those levels. But yeah, incrementally, as you go higher up, there should be some snow. Good for the ski fields, and perhaps just out of range of, you know, a lot of people farming sheep and stuff. We don't want poor sheep in the snow. And the next map is basically the same time yet again, but we've zoomed out a lot further. The reason I'm showing you this map is because of this high pressure zone right there. If we want snow into Canterbury to low levels, we want that high ridging deeply into the South Tasman Sea towards Antarctica. We don't want it ridging far eastwards like that, because that is blocking the cold air sort of coming up from the south and getting into Canterbury. There is some cold air probably out here. It is picking up a little bit of cold air, hence there is some snow, but it's not that cold, and therefore the snow level is not very low. It's up a bit higher. But yeah, if that high pressure system does ridge deeply into the south there, and we get a southerly sort of railway track coming in from the south, therefore we can get heavy snow in Canterbury, but not to be at the moment. Perhaps as winter moves along, we might get that situation turn up. We will have to wait and see. Okay, we'll catch you again later, in about a week's time, something like that. See ya.